Hello, how's it going? This is Fred Levi, VP of Sales here to prove my score. And in this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you guys about one of the main reasons people's scores never go up. So a lot of times people come to me, I have clients that come through my program. They're usually in the 400 to 500 range when they get started with our services. Now, some people, they will go ahead and take what we teach and put it to use. And these are the types of scores that are going to jump and boost the highest when they take our education seriously and put into practice what we educate on. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of break it down to you guys so that you guys will have a better understanding of how the credit score works with FICO. So there's 5 sections of a credit score. 35% goes towards payment history, um, and that's not really what we're going to focus on today. However, it's very important that we do take care of the history and try to see exactly what's on your credit score so we can try to make the best possible game plan to put that into perspective to go ahead and try to uh, see what types of things are being reported, how they're being reported, and see if we can't secure some type of deletions or repairs and improvements on what's being reported. Now, if something's on your credit report, the Fair Credit Reporting Act says that it must be 100% verifiable, it must be 100% accurate, and it must be reporting within certain time frames. Usually this is anywhere between 7 to 10 years based on the type of delinquency it is. So we have delinquencies such as charge-offs, collections, late payments, things of this nature. Those are, you're looking at 7 years for those, before those will fall off. And then you have things like bankruptcies or tax liens that are going to be 10 years. And they can even stay on longer than that. So depending upon, like I said, what it is that's being reported, we want to make sure that we are first tackling this section because for the one part of the FICO scoring model, this does have the highest impact, which is 35%. What we're going to talk about is 2 sections of the FICO score, and that is going to be credit utilization. It's the first one, and then credit mix, which is the second part. So credit utilization counts for 30%, credit mix counts for 10%. So let me go ahead and break this down to you guys. We're only going to be focusing on this 40% section in this video. We'll come back and make different videos based on the other sections of a FICO score, such as a 15% for your length of history, or the other 10%, which is new credit, typically increase. So what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to go ahead and break down the 40%, which is 10% for credit mix and 30% for credit utilization. So as you see, 30% is credit utilization, and this is going to be where we help our clients to secure quick raises in their FICO score. This is the easiest place that we can manipulate the score to get you guys where you guys want to get as quickly as possible. Now, a lot of times people come to our program, they go through our services, and even if we're able to delete 100% of what's on your credit report, that doesn't mean we're going to get you in the 700s. Usually what this will do is, as long as you have some type of positive history on there, we can get you into the 600s if we get everything 100% deleted, such as inquiries, negative payment history. If we got everything deleted, right? Got all that deleted, but you had no open credit cards, we may get you in the 600s, you may be 500, somewhere in the low 6s to mid 600 range. You still need to build your credit. So a lot of times people come to me and they say, hey, listen, I'm scared, I don't want to use it. That's fine, you don't have to use a credit card. Stick it in a Tupperware, put some water in it, throw it in the freezer, and just let it sit there. Use it for a rainy day fund. If you don't need it, don't use it. If it's an emergency and you need it, then go ahead and by all means use that for an emergency only. But this is what we teach. This is the type of things that we want to show to our clients, and even people who aren't our clients, people who come through and just want to learn a little bit about credit and how it works. I want to be able to give you a platform where you can go ahead and learn some information for free. And that's what I'm doing here in this video. I'm going to give you guys free information to kind of show you guys and help you guys build your score and or rebuild the score, depending on where you are. Because sometimes people may have no negatives. They may pay all their accounts on time. However, and there's a big however there, big if. Um, Sometimes people's credit cards are maxed out, and they say I have perfect credit, but when I take a look at their credit scores, you know, the scores are high 500s, low 600s to mid 600s, and not to say that it's not going to be a difficult road to climb because sometimes people can't afford to pay down their bills, but that's what I want to do in this video. Again, I want to try to educate you guys on what you guys can do, right, to go ahead and get your scores and manipulate them, if you will. And I'm going to use that word manipulate because that's what we're doing. We're kind of finessing what you have already and putting it into a situation where, um, one, we're going to get you where you want to be just by a little bit of manipulation. So let me give you guys an example. Let's say you guys had some credit cards, right? Uh, $10,000 limits on all of them. All of them are maxed out, say 80, 90% utilized. So we'll say you have a couple credit cards for $5,000 a piece. That's what the limits are. So you have $10,000 in revolving limits, and we're going to say you have 4,500 on each card, which is $9,000 balance, right? That's 90% utilization rate. You take your balance and divide it by your credit limit, it will give you your utilization rate. So you're 90% utilized. Now, to see the best increase in scores, we always recommend to keep it between 1 and 7%. Um, if you can't get it there, we really want you to do what you can to get those balances below 10% of your limits. So you have 10,000, you don't want to have more than $1,000 worth of balance. And in our situation, our example here, we're 9,000, so we have $8,000 to go. So what can I do to manipulate, right? We want to manipulate the system to try to get your scores higher. We want to raise your scores by lowering your utilization rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to recommend off top, we're going to recommend to get an account. And if you use the link provided below, if you use that link, we can guarantee that you'll get $5,000 credit line as long as you have a credit score that's over 500. So as long as your credit score is over 500, use the link below. We can get you a $5,000 credit line. So now you have 3 cards with a $5,000 credit line apiece. So now what we did is we just went ahead and raised your utilization ratio from 10, excuse me, your credit limits from 10,000 to $15,000. Now there's a catch. And let me go ahead and explain the catch to you guys. First catch is there's a $99 enrollment fee. Yes, I understand there's a $99 enrollment fee, but we wouldn't recommend you to get this account if it wouldn't help you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to recommend the account so we can try to help boost that credit limit, right? So from going 10 to 15,000, you just went ahead and increased it by an extra $5,000. So first stipulation is a $99 enrollment fee. Second stipulation, you have to make a purchase for $100, right? So $100 plus tax plus shipping. You have to pay 50% of what that is. So if you buy an item for $10, excuse me, $100, and $10 tax for easy math, and let's go ahead and say there's another $15 for shipping, so we're at $125. Right? So you're gonna have to pay the 99 plus half of 125, which is 62.50. So let's just call it, for easy math, we're gonna call it 160 bucks. I know it's off a little bit by a few dollars, but we're gonna call it $160. So you're gonna pay 160, right? And so now you have $15,000 in credit limits. you're gonna owe we're gonna call it 65 bucks. Plus your 9,000 that you have over here. So you have $9,065. You just went from 90% utilization rate down to, I don't know, maybe, let me do the math for you. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do the math for you guys. So you have $9,065 worth of balances, $15,000 worth of credit limits. So you just went from 90% down to 60%, like that. And the reason why we do this um, is to teach you guys how that manipulation works as far as credit limits and balances, and how to do the math to go ahead and figure out where you're at. Now, for easy math, this is just quick and easy math. For every 10 points, you're looking at about a 10-point increase or decrease, whether you're going up or down in balance. That's about what you're going to see in your credit score. So you can go up or down by 10 points for every 10 points, 10% of utilization. So as you can see, you're probably going to get about 30 points. So let's say you're at 660. Now you're going to be in 690. It's going to bump you up probably a tier. We're going to be able to help get you funding. Because a lot of people, they come to me not really knowing what they want. They say they want credit repair, but they really don't know what good credit can get them. And it's my job um, as the VP of sales here at my company. It's my job to help educate my clients or potential clients on what it means to have good credit, how to leverage your credit, right? So our job is to educate you guys and teach you guys how to best use your credit, one, to leverage, because you've heard the saying, you can't make money without money. Well, that's not necessarily true. You can make money with no money, uh, but there's a catch, right? You can make money with other people's money. So it's not necessarily your money, but now you're leveraging your credit to go ahead and obtain credit and use other people's money to help build your wealth. So that's 30%. And I know I kind of like talked a lot, rambled probably, but if you guys do have questions on this, please don't hesitate to comment below any type of questions you guys might have, because I want to be able to help answer those questions for you guys and get you guys into a place where you guys need to be. Second part I wanted to talk about was credit mix. And credit mix accounts for 10% of your credit score. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kind of shift gears. I didn't talk about this with the 30% earlier, but we're gonna do the math on that as well. But your credit scores ranges between 300 and 850. So there's a 550 points range there. Okay, and so the 10% is going to be up to 55%. Excuse me, up to 55 points. So you can gain up to 55 points by having the proper credit mix. Now, what's a proper credit mix? There's a lot of people out there that will give different items as far as what they believe is to be proper. I'll tell you what works for me and what I educate on. Is I always educate on at least one installment, 3 revolving credit cards, and a mortgage. So that's 5 different accounts. Depending upon how thick or thin your file is will affect how your scores are managed based on what you have and credit history and things of that nature. So what I teach my clients basically is to try to have at least 3 revolving credit cards, 1 installment, and 1 mortgage. And the reason why I recommend this is because you want to have a proper mix. The bureaus want to see that you're able to manage different types of accounts. And when you have multiple accounts, they can see, okay, yes, this person is paying this bill. This person is keeping on time with their payments. They're keeping their utilization rates low. So all of this plays factors into how the FICO score is calculated. Now, nobody really knows how the score is calculated. All they do is they give us a pie chart and kind of show us, we have 100% of a pie. That's your FICO score. And then your FICO score is broken into 5 different sections of this pie, right? So I'm going to go over these 5 sections once more. 35% for payment history, 30% is for credit utilization, 15% is for length of history, 10% for credit mix, and another 10% for new credit or inquiries. So that breaks down the 100% and how it works. So again, getting back to what my job is with sales here is we want to educate. So education plays a big part in our credit repair services because we want you to not have to go through the situation that brought you to us in the first place. Now, like I said, people come to us not really knowing, and again, it's my job to help educate and teach you guys what you guys might not know because people don't know what they don't know. And if they have somebody there, a mentor, um, a coach, a consultant, I'm all of these things because I'm going to put you in a predicament. I'm going to put you, I'm going to place you in a position to be able to use the credit that you've never had or may have had, but mess it up. But I want you to get back to where those people are with higher credit limits, higher credit scores, and nowadays things are they're tricky, right? You might apply for a job. They're going to check your credit report. You know, all these employees are checking credit nowadays. So uh, you may have great qualifications, but a horrible credit score. And this person might have a great credit score, qualifications aren't that great, but an employer might look at their credit score and say, this person is responsible, this person does what they're supposed to do, and credit is an extension of your character. So that's why employers are pulling your credit scores and credit reports because they want to see what type of character you have. So they could see morals from that. You might see somebody who has, well, I'm not sure if you'll see it, but I see it all the time. I see people come through the program. I'll review their credit report, see exactly what's on there, and there's a trend with a person. They're not paying their bills. They're late all the time. Collections, charge-offs, um, tax liens, you name it. Everything is on there. So I can see and I can tell if you pay your bills or not. And employers, they do look at that, right? If you're looking at trying to get insurance quotes, sometimes they're going to pull your credit for that. And based on your scores, your quote could go up 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks a month. And that's a lot of money when it comes down to it. So a lot of times people come to me and they've bought a car or they want to buy a car and they're ready to go buy a car right now, right? So I want to educate them on one, why it's best to wait. Now I know sometimes situations they're not really there where you can wait. And right now it's tax season. So I know a lot of people, they're getting their tax money and they want to go buy a car. They want to go blow that money right away. My thing is, I would rather you guys spend the money on credit repair. Um, and there's things out there, and I'm gonna touch on that real quick, right? People talk about credit repair as expensive, and my question is expensive to what, right? So if you go buy a car at 20%, or you buy a car 20% with bad credit, or you buy a car with good credit, let's say 5%. That's a 15% difference in the amount that's going towards either interest or going towards the car payment, the car. So is your loan going down or is the interest payments going up? You know, it's going to be one of the two. And my goal for you guys is to get your payments, one, low as possible, and two, to get more of the payment that you're making going towards the principal rather than towards interest. Because at the end of the day, we all make money, we all work to do what we do, to bring money to our families. And at the end of the day, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you're able to keep. And if you guys are giving away money to the banks for having bad credit, knowing what I'm teaching you guys right now, the only thing I could really say is, you know, give me a call. Let me show you what I can do for you. Let me show you exactly how I can help you and to see if we're a good fit, because we might not be able to help. We can't help everybody. We don't help everybody. And sometimes there's times where we have to turn people away. And the reason being is because everybody can't be helped and we can't help everybody. But those that we can help, we do work diligently. We work very hard for our clients, and we do what we have to do for them to get them in the position of having great credit and being able to leverage that credit. Now, another thing people come to us for, um, not knowing that they need it, but when we look at their credit reports, we'll look and see if there's a car payment. We'll do calculations. We'll look at that high credit limit, when the account was bought, what the payment is, and we'll calculate, do a rough, quick math to see what type of interest is being charged. And sometimes people don't know that they can go ahead and refinance that car and get a lower car payment. And that's what my job is to do, is to save you guys money. Yes, we're gonna charge you for our services. We're not the cheapest and we're not the most expensive out there. Uh, we feel our prices are fair, but we're gonna do our very best to help you guys and your situation. Now, we do have a fan page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/approve my score. Check it out. We do post up um, uh, actual live scores from our clients. We don't put their information out there, but we will take screenshots of the date that we started, credit scores where they were at one particular date and time, and then we'll show an update with a more current date and what the score jumped up to. So it gives you guys a kind of feel of the type of caliber of work that we do. Um, we've been doing credit repair for a long time. I've been in the credit repair business for 18 years now. I've owned my company since 2010. So we're at the 8-year mark right now. So I know I spoke for a long time. I didn't really want to go over 10 minutes, more than doubled that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you guys are interested in funding, this is a new program that we brought out earlier this year. So if you guys are interested in funding, um, come talk to us. Let us see what we could do for you. We'd love to help. You guys could always comment below, give us a call toll free at 800-972-3970, or send an email simply at info@approvemyscore.com. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for your time. Again, this is Fred Levi. I'm the VP of Sales here at Approve My Score. You guys have a great day.